Hey everybody, I hope you're staying healthy and safe. So right now we're going to do the 3.12 baseline. So if you want to pause the video, or maybe you saw it on the assignments, you already did it, but now would be the time to do that. Um, and without further ado, I'll just go ahead and get into the lesson. If I can figure out how to move. Went too far. Okay, there we go. Lesson objective. We're going to learn how to deal with gossip. It's a really tricky thing we deal with a lot, I would say, in society. And sometimes it feels like as humans we're almost programmed to want to gossip. So we're going to go a little bit into the history of it. And then you guys are going to learn kind of a way to think about gossip. Before you go off and spread it, or really in this lesson, it's all about um, when you hear it, what to make of it. Okay, so history and the science of gossip. When people lacked electronic communications, obviously that hasn't always been a thing. There was more need to, share information kind of by word of mouth, create bonds and alliances, promote safety, enforce social norms, and punish people who broke the rules, as it in quotation marks. Gossip helps establish what is acceptable, in society, how to behave, how not to behave, your thoughts, beliefs, and fashions, how you identify, with the group, geographic reason, whatever. And then the reason why people, spread it is because you can gain social attention, um, boost your self worth in comparison with those who are worth off. If you're gossiping about how someone's family is having a hard time making ends meet, um, and your family is doing fine, well, then that makes you feel better. But obviously, that's a really awful way to go about that because you're putting someone down to bring yourself back up, which is never an acceptable way to act. And I think everyone in this class knows that. So it kind of came out of a couple reasons. Um, First of all, it was sort of there was a need to spread information, and it was more word of mouth. Of course, when you spread information through just like word of mouth, it's a lot easier to influence that information how you want it to be. Um, because it helps establish what's socially acceptable, and then the benefits individuals can really get out of gossiping. All right. Um, yeah. So when it's bad, when it's good, when bad is good. I don't love the wording they have here. They wanted you guys to read some articles, but I'm not making you do that. So you're welcome. Um, so so in most cases, gossip is bad. And really, and we'll get into like the good, but I would argue when it's good, it's not really gossip at that point. Um, so negative consequences of gossip is it causes hurt feelings, it damages reputations, it can spread false information, causes loss of trust, and obviously just waste time. If you're saying something about someone that A isn't true or exaggerated, that's gonna, make that person look bad. You're spreading information that's you don't even know if it's real. And then that person you're spreading the information, well, they're not going to like you very much. It's going to hurt their feelings, and they're going to lose their trust with you. Um, when should gossip be repeated, and by whom? Um, Really, it's when someone's safety um, could be at harm. Um, and that's when it needs to be reported. That's when you need to go to a teacher or a parent or whomever and make sure that's taken care of. And we'll have your X ticket is we take, and we'll get to that right now. Um, But anyhow, your exit ticket is you take a scenario and you kind of break it down. Ooh, we're kind of out of fun. Here we go. You break it down into what's appropriate to deal with and what's not. Um, and there's one scenario where it's pretty obvious as to where it's like a safety concern. And so you guys would, write about that. Um, anyhow, the how to deal with gossip. So first of all, truth, is it factor? Is it a rumor? Goodness, will it hurt or cause negative consequences to someone? Um, Usefulness, is there any real benefit in repeating it? And empathy, how would you feel if um, you were the subject of the gossip or a friend was the subject of the gossip? And so here are the scenarios. Let me see if I can get out of this. Ooh, there we go. So for your exit ticket, this is what your exit ticket looks like. I'll go to my example. Um, I kind of want to. Yeah, this is what your exit ticket looks like. Um, and these are kind of the scenarios I want you guys to deal with. So is it factor? So my scenario is scenario number one, and I made a whole gossip scenario, and I added some too. So some of these are off the presentation, but some of these are added. I'll obviously like upload all of these. Um, uh, and so this is my scenario. Do not use, but you take the scenario. Don't use my scenario because I used it. And you just put the scenario number right here. So, scenario one, one right there. But you guys can't do scenario one. So, anyhow, I think I made that point pretty clear at this point. So scenario number one is when we're dealing with someone said that your ex-boyfriend or ex-girlfriend got drunk and hooked up with someone at a party. Um, so, so first things first, is it a fact or a rumor? Consider the source. I really want you guys to think about that. Um, Maybe, so I used a fake person, Bobby. Um, so I said, I heard it from Bobby, who's not very trustworthy. That's a big thing. Where is the information coming from? Is the person you're saying about it reliable? And even if it is true information, that's when we get into these things like, is there any benefit? I mean, like maybe the gossip is factual, but is there any benefit of actually repeating it? So goodness, will it hurt someone? Well, when we're talking about people getting drunk and hooking up at a party, yeah, this will hurt my ex and it will hurt the other people involved. Um, so this is definitely going to hurt someone. Uh, no one wants to have rumors about them going around about how they, hooked up with someone at a party and got drunk. Like it's just bad all around. Um, is there any potential benefit in repeating it? This is kind of where it goes back to the history of it. Like, I might make myself look cool, but it's going to hurt people around me. And so in this one, it's, the benefit of repeating it doesn't outweigh the consequences of repeating it and the fact that it's really gonna hurt people around you. So you guys need to think about that. Like, is there any benefit of repeating it? And if it's a dangerous situation where people's lives might be in jeopardy or at risk, then this is going to look a lot different. Then you say, yeah, there's a benefit um, because this is just dangerous. There's this could really jeopardize someone's safety. Um, and then empathy, how would you feel if the gossip was about you? Well, yeah, if people were gossiping about how I was, at a party and hooking up with people and all that gross stuff, it would make me feel gross and it would make me feel you. So absolutely, I'd absolutely not want people talking about me in that way. And so that's really your exit ticket. This is what yours will look like. Oh, I'm going to delete that because you guys can't use scenario one. And I'll upload that with the assignment, and then there'll be a place where you can go ahead and access the gossip scenarios. Most of them are going to be on the presentation, which I'll also upload, but there's like I think 5 and 6 aren't. So yeah, everything I had for you guys today. If you have any questions, shoot me an email. So yeah,